My family, welcome to yet another one. So we've been covering news, concerning the attacks on Christians in Nigeria. We've been making several videos concerning that issue, and a lot of people are putting pressure on pastors to speak. And we had Pastor Adeboye of the Redeemed Christian Church of God come out to say this.
I almost spoke last month when I heard the speech of my in-law, the president. When I heard the speech, particularly that section that spoke about security, and you can go and listen to it again, where I heard him say, all is well now, that displaced people have returned to their villages, and I almost said, the one who wrote that speech for my president, my in-law, does not like him. If I were asked to make suggestions, I would say quietly to our government, move fast. Move diplomatically. Move wisely. Find a way to convince the President of America to please delay his actions for about 100 days. And then come home and tell our security chiefs get rid of these terrorists within 90 days or resign.
Well, I don't know whether that advice was taken heed to or not, but what we actually have in the news, Christmas Day, we actually heard this from the news that President Trump has, ensured that there are some airstrikes in northern Nigeria where there are bases of these terrorists. And this is what he said on Truth Social.
Merry Christmas to you. We have breaking news that we're following right now. President Trump announcing deadly strikes against ISIS in Nigeria, posting on Truth Social, quote, "Tonight at my direction as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay, and tonight there was." The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes, as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, Our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continue.
And I also want to remind you that before such airstrikes, there'd been some news concerning U.S. surveillance flights.
News from the U.S. The country has been conducting intel gathering flights over large parts of Nigeria since late November. And this is according to flight tracking data and current and former U.S. officials who've been cited in Reuters reports. The news agency, however, could not determine what information the flights are meant to obtain. The flight is in West Africa follows U.S. President Donald Trump's threats in the month of November to militarily intervene in Nigeria over what he says is its failure to stop violence targeting Christian communities. They are also occurring just months after a U.S. pilot working for a missionary agency was kidnapped in neighboring Niger. The tracking date for December shows that the U.S. contractor-operated aircraft used for surveillance operations typically takes off from Ghana, flies over Nigeria before returning to Accra. Flight tracking data also shows that the operator is Mississippi-based 10X Aerospace. The company's website says that it provides a special mission aircraft and also works closely with the U.S. military at the same time. Parallelly, analysts say that it is an early sign of U.S. rebuilding its capacity in the region after Niger ordered U.S. troops to leave a newly built air base in the desert last year and turned instead to Russia for security assistance. Additionally, a current U.S. official also confirmed that the aircraft has been flying over Nigeria but declined to provide details given the diplomatic sensitivity of the issue. Also, a former U.S. official said that the aircraft is among several assets that the Trump administration moved in Ghana in November. However, it is still unclear as to how many aircraft remain in the region, but the former official said that the missions include tracking down the kidnapped U.S. pilot and gathering intel on militant groups that have been operating in Nigeria for long. However, in a recent statement, the Pentagon said that the U.S. government held productive meetings, and that is with Nigerian authorities, but declined to discuss intel matters at the same time. For now, the Nigerian government said that its spat with the U.S. has been largely resolved through a firm, respectful engagement, culminating a strengthened partnership between America and Nigeria. Notably, Nigeria remains on Washington's list of countries regarding alleged religious freedom violations. In fact, just last week, Nigeria was among the countries hit by visa and immigration restrictions laid out by the Trump administration. For more on this, our correspondent Louisa Olini has sent us this report from Lagos.
Interestingly, this development signals a new phase in the U.S.-Nigeria security relations. For the U.S., the surveillance flights underline Washington's growing concern about instability in West Africa and its willingness to monitor threats that could spill beyond Nigeria's borders. For Nigeria, it brings renewed international attention to its security challenges while raising questions about sovereignty and the need for stronger intelligence cooperation. Analysts say how both governments manage this engagement will shape future military and diplomatic ties between Nigeria and the U.S. From Lagos, Nigeria, Louisa Olani.
So it's now clear that the purpose for the U.S. surveillance flights was to do this.
The US has launched an attack on Nigeria. Its president has announced. Donald Trump made the announcement on his Truth Social account, declaring tonight, at my direction as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay. And tonight there was. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes, as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military, and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if they slaughter of Christians continues.
So this is the update I had for you, my family. I'll meet you in the next one. As always, like, share, comment, and subscribe. God bless you.
The persecution of Christians or members of any religion cannot and must not be tolerated. And Muslim militant displacement and attacks against Christians in Nigeria, that too must end. And it must end now.